And so if we cannot wake up to the point where we actually recognize and realize that I'm done with the pain patterns, I actually don't need to repeat them in order to learn and in order to evolve. I don't need to repeat the pain patterns in order to evolve. I don't need to repeat the pain patterns in order to heal. That is in some ways nearly a foreign concept for us, because we are so used to healing happening through going into the pain one more time, going into the pain one more time, and then going into the pain another time to see if it's really gone or if it's more there to find that can help us. Yeah? This is very, very different in Dharma. When we open our Dharmic book, we are learning through opportunities instead of lessons. Some of the rules of Dharma is that Dharma will bring opportunities, free will to choose whether we want to engage with the opportunity or not. So when we are in karma, I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. So when we are in karma, part of what happens in karma is that we have already determined what we have to come down to Grandmother Earth to resolve. We have a laundry list. Gotta say sorry to Jack, and hopefully we meet again, and gotta fix this pattern, and gotta do that, and gotta certainly pay back Mom because this, that, and the other, and all of the indebtedness are being dealt with. So in karma, pretty much any lesson you meet, you must engage with in order to complete it. That's the rule of karma. You must engage with a lesson. In Dharma, it's nothing about lessons. There are no lessons. There are only opportunities to grow and learn. And the more we can learn through pleasure and knowledge, the more we get a hang of what Dharma is all about. So, Dharma is opportunities to grow and learn. Very, very different. Because there's so many human beings who are closing the karma book and opening the Dharma book, there's like thousands of human beings that are in complete bewilderment. What do I do with my life now? What is the purpose of living? What is the purpose of continuing if it's not digging into the pain? So the learning is about figuring out, okay, how can I seek gains of self-worth, we call it in our tradition. Dharma becomes about seeking gains of self-worth, hunting for mirror reflections, experiences, skills, abilities, opportunities that helps us see how incredible, magnificent we are, and helps us see where we need to learn more, where we need to grow more, where we have opportunities to stretch more and deepen more in order to be more of who we are. So gains of self-worth is part of the key to living in Dharma. Seeking gains of self-worth. So the pattern that we have of constantly analyzing and figuring out where we were not measuring up and how we did not exactly do it right here and what has to be fixed and where we are flawed. Do you recognize this kind of obsessive hunt that we have been on? That's not seeking gains of self-worth. Can you see that? So seeking gains of self-worth is looking at completely different things in our environment. Is interacting with different things in our environment, and especially valuing different energetics in our environment. Valuing what worked, valuing what we did good, valuing what we learned in order to gain even more self-worth, in order to evolve even more. You see this? All right. Now, Dharma always brings thousands of opportunities our way. That's the energetic of Dharma. Not lessons, but opportunities. Then there's another rule of Dharma, and that is that if you say yes to an opportunity, if you use your free will to say yes to an opportunity, then the Dharma Lord, so to say, says that you must complete that opportunity. You can fail in Dharma, but you should never quit. Because Dharma is not about whether you are successful or you're failing. Dharma is actually about how you are engaging in the opportunity. And so a key level in order to gain more self-worth is that we always have to complete our opportunity, take it into full and total completion. Let's say that means total defeat. You completely failed at something. If you stay to the completion and you give it your best and you make an attempt to engage in how you're going to choose to meet your life situational experiences versus what is happening and what he said and what she did and what went on, which is kind of the story and content of everything, that's not interesting in Dharma. What's interesting in Dharma is how you choose to meet it. Therefore, it's kind of irrelevant what is happening. Can you see how different this is? Because we are very, very caught up in what is happening, the content, versus in, if you take it from our reference point, how we are meeting it, how we are actually engaging. So you're on your way to Red Lodge, Dharma intending evening, and your car breaks down. How are you going to meet that in a way that increases your self-worth, that makes you evolve, that has you love yourself and learn from your life experience and move on? Are we going to get completely bent out of shape at the effect in reaction to reality and see that our creation is against us and forces are against us? Or are we just going to take care of business, get back on the road, and keep going? That's the other rule of Dharma. So in Dharma, if you fail, in Dharma, when you come to completion and it's like a kind of a experience, a very challenging experience, you basically get off your butt, shake yourself off, clean your face, and brush your hair, so to say, and re-engage with life. Yeah? These are the rules of Dharma. A couple of other things that are rules of Dharma. You will, you see, the Dharma book is blank. The Karma book, we talk about the Dharma book and the Karma book in our tradition. And what we have chosen to write into this lifetime, we see being in a big book. It's like a symbolic book, you could say. And the Karma book has all this laundry list that I was talking about, that you must do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You just must, because otherwise you're not going to get your lesson. In Dharma, the book is completely blank. Every single page is totally blank. So there's nothing you must do at all. So the key is to find your motivation and inspiration, figuring out what is actually your heart desire. What makes you happy, healthy, hopeful, harmonious, and horny? What lights your fire? And therefore, that becomes what it is that you do, what inspires and motivates you. The Dharma book is blank because you are writing in it as you are walking in the moment. Dharmic pattern is completely unknown. It is happening as you are creating it with the thoughts that you are thinking, with the steps that you are taking, with the choices that you are making, each and every second. And that then becomes what unfolds. Are you familiar with having worked on your patterns for many, many, many years, and then you still have the same patterns? And so therefore we have this like idea that it takes a really long time to change pattern. Are you familiar with this idea? And oh, not another pattern. I mean, it takes me so long to change the slightest little bit of pattern, and that this is like lifetime of experience of changing pattern that we have. So we know, yeah? We know, we have a lot of experience. Hundreds of lifetimes maybe, yeah? Well, Dharma patterns is created in the moment. So it has a lot to do with our awareness. Can we remain aware so that we do not recreate old things from our karma, but we actually create what inspires, motivates, and feeds us that is part of our natural self? Yeah? So after we have opened the Dharma book, the next step in the picture is called the death of the karmic ego. So the karmic ego gets super upset because it's been reigning for lifetimes, and it knows exactly what you have to do in order to figure out the lesson. And in order to figure out the wrong that you've done and make peace and negotiate and so on and so forth. The karmic ego has all the rules down. But it is full of what we call pretense. So pretense is belief systems, thought structures, ways of being that are not in alignment with creation, that are actually disconnected, but that we learn from our parents is good things. So we learn from our society, or we learn from our life experience that made us stay disconnected and in an illusion about reality. Do you understand the word pretense? See, the death of the karmic ego makes us shine the light into the ego and actually look and see what is real reality as it is and what is actually our projection onto the reality from either the past or the future. So, for example, I am a personality that is called in our tradition a do-gooder. A do-gooder loves to help other people, and in the dark, the do-gooder gets a lot of reaffirming feedback that they are okay the more that they help other people. So therefore, do-gooders tends to be rescuers.